Khalil Hassan had been a photojournalist for 23 years, documenting conflicts across the Middle East. At 51, he'd seen more war than most soldiers. But on October 17, 2023, covering a humanitarian crisis in Gaza with his 19-year-old son Omar, everything changed. They were taken, and for 437 days, Khalil would fight to keep his son alive, only to lose him one day before freedom came. Day 1. October 17, 2023. Khalil and Omar are photographing a destroyed medical clinic in northern Gaza. Father and son, working together as they have for the past year since Omar graduated high school and joined his father's work. "Dad, look at this," Omar says, camera raised to capture the twisted metal and shattered concrete. The way the light comes through the rubble, it tells the whole story. Khalil smiles. His son has the eye, the instinct for the image that matters. "Good, get the shot, then we move. This area isn't safe." They don't see the armed men approaching until it's too late. 6 masked fighters surrounding them, weapons raised, shouting in Arabic. "Press, we're press," Khalil shouts, raising his press credentials. "International journalists." It doesn't matter. Rough hands grab them, strip their cameras, phones, identification, push them into a vehicle, drive for hours through bombed streets and tunnels until they reach a concrete room underground. No windows, 1 metal door, 2 thin mattresses on a concrete floor. Their prison for the next 437 days. "Dad, what's happening?" Omar's voice shakes. He's 19, still just a kid despite his attempts at adult bravery. "We've been taken hostage, probably for ransom or prisoner exchange." Khalil keeps his voice steady, even though his heart is hammering. "Listen to me, Omar. We stay calm. We don't provoke them. We survive. Your mother is waiting for us." "How long?" "I don't know. Days, weeks, but we will get out. I promise you." It's a promise Khalil will spend 436 days keeping, only to break it by a single day. The first month is the hardest, learning the routine. The guards who bring food twice daily, rice, bread, sometimes vegetables. The interrogations that go nowhere because they have no information of value. The sounds of bombing above that shake dust from the ceiling and make Omar flinch every time. Khalil watches his son carefully. Omar is losing weight. The spark in his eyes is dimming. At night, the boy cries quietly, thinking his father is asleep. "Omar, talk to me. I'm scared, Dad. I'm so scared we'll die here." "We won't. Look at me. We won't die here. But you have to stay strong. Your mind, Omar. That's what we protect. Not our bodies, those they can hurt, but our minds, our hope, that's ours." Khalil starts a routine. Every morning, they exercise. Push-ups, sit-ups, running in place, keeping their bodies strong. Then Khalil tells stories. Stories of his life, his career, his adventures across the world. Stories of Omar's mother, how they met, how they fell in love. Stories of Omar as a child, the funny things he said, the trouble he got into. "Remember when you were 7 and you tried to photograph that camel in Cairo and it spit on your lens?" Omar laughs for the first time in weeks. "I cried for an hour, thought my camera was ruined." "It was, but I bought you a new one, and you never stopped shooting after that." These stories become their survival, their reminder that they are more than prisoners. They are people with lives, with memories, for people with lives, with memories, with futures waiting. 3 months in, Omar gets sick, fever, coughing, weakness. Khalil pounds on the metal door until the guards come. He needs medicine. He needs a doctor. They bring nothing. For 3 days, Omar burns with fever while Khalil uses their precious water ration to cool his son's forehead. Khalil doesn't eat, giving his food to Omar. He doesn't sleep, staying awake to make sure Omar keeps breathing. "Dad, if I die, you're not dying. Do you hear me? You're 19 years old. You have your whole life ahead. You're going to get out of here, go to university, become a great photographer, better than me. You're going to meet a girl, fall in love, give me grandchildren. You're going to live, Omar. You're going to live." On the 4th day, the fever breaks. Omar survives, but Khalil has aged 10 years in those 4 days. 6 months in, they've developed their rhythm, exercise in the morning, stories and conversations through the day. At night, they plan their future, what they'll do when they get out. "First thing I'm doing is eating mom's maklube," Omar says, "a huge plate, and kuanafe for dessert. First thing I'm doing is hugging your mother for about an hour straight. Second thing, hot shower, the longest shower in history." They laugh. It's a hollow sound in the concrete room, but it's something. The guards have names now, though the prisoners don't know them. Khalil calls them number 1 through number 5, based on their routines. Number 3 is the one who sometimes leaves extra bread. Number 5 is the one who hits them if they speak too loudly. They learn to navigate this small world. 1 year in, October 2024, Khalil marks the date by scratching a line on the wall. 365 lines now, 1 full year of captivity. Dad, do you think they forgot about us? The world outside? No, your mother hasn't forgotten. The press hasn't forgotten. People are working to get us out. We just have to be patient. But Khalil is starting to doubt. A year is a long time. Long enough for the world to move on. Long enough for their story to become old news. Long enough for negotiations to stall and fail, and restart and fail again. He doesn't share these doubts with Omar. His job is to keep his son's hope alive. 14 months in, December 2024. The food has gotten worse. The guards more agitated. Something is happening in the war above, but they have no information. The bombing sounds closer. Sometimes they hear gunfire. Omar is 20 now, though he looks older. Prison has stolen his youth. He's thin, pale, his hair grown long, but his eyes still have fight in them when he looks at his father. That's what matters. Tell me the story again, Omar says. About when I was born. Khalil has told this story 50 times, but he tells it again. It was 3 in the morning. Your mother woke me up. Very calm, very composed. It's time, she said. I panicked, completely panicked. Forgot where I put the car keys. Put my shirt on backwards. Your mother had to drive herself to the hospital because I was useless. Omar smiles. And then you were born. 6 pounds, 4 ounces. Screaming your head off. The doctor handed you to me, and you just looked right at me with these huge dark eyes. And I knew my life had just changed forever. That I would do anything, protect you from anything, give everything for you. You're doing that now, Dad. You're protecting me every day we're in here. I'll protect you until we walk out of here. Until you're home with your mother. That's my promise. 15 months in, January 2025, the guards burst in with news. Negotiations are progressing. A prisoner exchange is being arranged. Americans, Europeans, journalists, they're on the list. When? Khalil demands. Soon. Maybe weeks. Hope floods back. After 15 months of darkness, there's light. Omar's eyes shine for the first time in months. We're going home, Dad. We're really going home. We're going home. They start planning again. What they'll eat, where they'll go. Omar wants to see the ocean. Khalil wants to photograph his son in sunlight, free, smiling. They'll go to Turkey, somewhere safe, somewhere beautiful, start healing. 16 months in, February 2025, the bombing intensifies. The concrete room shakes constantly. Dust falls in sheets. The guards are nervous, shouting at each other, disappearing for hours at a time. Something's happening, Khalil says. The war is moving. Forces are pushing into this area. Is that good or bad for us? I don't know. What he doesn't say. They could be killed in crossfire. They could be executed as liabilities. They could be moved to a worse location. Or they could be rescued. So many possibilities. None of them certain. Day 436, February 28, 2025. The guards come with the news. The exchange is confirmed. Tomorrow, February 29, they'll be released with a group of other hostages, taken to the border, handed over to mediators, free. Tomorrow. Omar can't believe it. We're getting out tomorrow. Tomorrow, the guard confirms. Be ready at dawn. After the guards leave, Khalil and Omar embrace. For the first time in 436 days, they allow themselves to believe it's real. They're going home. They survived. One more night, Omar says. Just one more night and we're free. One more night. Khalil agrees. We made it, son. We made it. That night, they don't sleep. Too excited. Too afraid that if they sleep, they'll wake up and it will have been a dream. They talk about their plans. Omar is going to eat everything in sight. Learn to use his camera properly again. Maybe go to journalism school. Meet a girl. Live. I'm proud of you, Khalil says. You stayed strong. So many times I thought you might break, but you didn't. You're stronger than me. I had you, Dad. That's why I stayed strong. Because you never let me give up. That's what fathers do. At 3 a.m., Omar gets quiet. Dad, can I tell you something? Anything. I was so angry when you brought me to Gaza. I didn't want to come. I wanted to stay home, hang out with friends, be a normal teenager. I blamed you for this, for us being here. I know. I don't blame you for that, but I don't anymore. Being here with you, these 436 days, I learned what it means to be strong, to survive, to hope even when there's nothing to hope for. You taught me that. And tomorrow when we get out, I'm going to make you proud. I'm going to be the journalist you trained me to be. You already make me proud, Omar. Every single day, they sit together in the darkness of their prison cell for the last time, father and son, counting down the hours to freedom. At 5 a.m., Omar starts coughing. Not unusual. The dust, the poor air quality. They've both had coughs. But this is different. Violent, racking coughs.
that shake Omar's thin frame, and then blood, bright red blood on his hand when he pulls it away from his mouth. Dad. Khalil's blood runs cold. Omar, what's wrong? More coughing. More blood. Omar tries to stand and collapses. Khalil catches him, eases him to the mattress. I can't breathe. Help. Khalil pounds on the door. He needs help. Doctor, now. The guards come. They see the blood, the panic on Omar's face as he struggles to breathe. They leave and return with a medic, if he can be called that. No equipment, no medicine, just a flashlight and incompetence. The medic examines Omar quickly, shakes his head, says something to the guards in Arabic too fast for Khalil to follow, then leaves. What did he say? What did he say? One guard, number 3, the one who sometimes shows kindness, speaks. Internal bleeding, probably from malnutrition, stress, too long without proper medical care. He says, there's nothing he can do. No, get him to a hospital. We're being released today anyway. Just get him to a hospital. There are no hospitals. Everything's destroyed. Even if there were, we can't transport him. The exchange point is 3 hours away. He wouldn't survive the journey. Khalil's world ends. He gathers Omar in his arms, his son who weighs almost nothing now, and holds him. Dad, I'm sorry. No, don't apologize. You have nothing to be sorry for. We were so close. I know, Habibi. I know. Tears stream down Khalil's face. But you made it. You survived 436 days. You stayed strong. You never gave up. I'm so proud of you. Omar's breathing becomes more labored. Blood at the corners of his mouth. His eyes find his father's. Tell Mom, I love her. You'll tell her yourself. When we get home. Dad, please, tell her. Khalil can't speak through his sobs. He just nods. Holds his son tighter. I'm not scared anymore. That's good. That's good, son. You don't have to be scared. Because you're here. I'm here. I'm right here. I'm not leaving you. Omar's hand reaches up, touches his father's face. Best dad. Best son in the world. Omar's eyes start to close. His breathing slows. Khalil rocks him like he did when Omar was a baby, when nightmares woke him and only his father could make him feel safe. I've got you. I've got you. Sleep now. Just sleep. At 6:47 a.m. on February 28, 2025, 1 hour before the agreed exchange time, Omar Hassan dies in his father's arms. 19 years old. 1 day away from freedom. The guards have to pull Khalil away from his son's body. He fights them, screaming, trying to get back to Omar. They drag him to a vehicle. Other hostages are there, alive, about to be freed. They stare at Khalil's blood-stained clothes, his wild eyes. At 8 a.m., Khalil crosses the border into Egypt. He is officially free after 437 days of captivity. His son is not with him. The mediators and Red Cross officials try to comfort him. Khalil hears nothing. He is led to a hospital, examined, treated for malnutrition, dehydration, trauma. He feels nothing. His wife Layla arrives that evening. She runs to him, embracing him, crying, thank God you're alive. Omar, Khalil can't say more. He sees understanding in her eyes, then denial, then the collapse. No, where is he? Where is he? He died this morning, an hour before the exchange. Internal bleeding. I couldn't save him. Layla's scream tears through the hospital. She pounds on Khalil's chest, screaming why, then collapses into his arms. They hold each other and break together. Their son survived 436 days of captivity and died 1 day before freedom. 3 months later, Khalil and Layla bury their son. His body was finally returned as part of the final prisoner exchange. They lay him to rest in their family cemetery, in Ramallah. At the funeral, Khalil speaks. Omar survived 436 days because he never lost hope, because he was stronger than anyone I've ever known, because he believed he would come home. And in the end, that hope, that strength, that belief, it was enough to carry him within hours of freedom. 1 day short. 1 day. I will spend the rest of my life asking why. Why not 1 more day? Why not a few more hours? But I know Omar wouldn't want me to break. He fought too hard to keep me strong for me to give up now. So I will live for both of us. I will tell his story. I will show the world the photographs he took, the talent he had, the light he brought into darkness. And I will remember that for 436 days I had the honor of being locked in a cell with the bravest person I've ever known. My son. 6 months after Omar's death, Khalil publishes a photo essay titled 436 Days. It's the story of their captivity, told through Khalil's words and Omar's photographs, the ones recovered from their cameras, the images Omar took before they were captured, the talent that never got to fully bloom. The essay wins international awards, sparks conversations about hostages, about the human cost of conflict, about fathers and sons and the bonds that survive even death. Khalil uses the attention to advocate for other hostages still held. He works with organizations trying to secure releases. He visits families who wait like he waited, and he tells them the truth. Hope keeps you alive, even when hope is all you have. Even when hope ends one day too soon. 1 year after Omar's death, Khalil returns to journalism. Not to conflict zones, he can't face that anymore, but to teaching. He runs workshops for young photographers in Ramallah. He teaches Omar's techniques, shares Omar's perspective, keeps his son's vision alive through others. One of his students, a 16-year-old girl named Noor, shows exceptional talent. She has Omar's eye for light, for the image that tells the whole story. "You remind me of someone," Khalil tells her after class one day. "Who?" "My son. He would have been your age now if, well, he would have been 20. And I think he would have been exactly like you. Talented, fearless, full of questions." What happened to him? Khalil doesn't usually talk about it with students, but something about Noor's earnest eyes makes him tell the story. Not the full story. That's too much. But enough. Enough that she understands. "I'm sorry," Noor says when he finishes. "That must be hard. Teaching photography when it reminds you of losing him. It is hard. Every single day. But it also keeps him alive. When I see you look through a camera the way he did, when I see that moment of discovery when you find the perfect shot, that's when I feel closest to him. Then I'll keep shooting. For him. For yourself." Khalil corrects gently. "That's what he would have wanted. For you to become your own photographer, not a copy of someone else. But yes, I think he would have liked knowing his perspective lived on." 5 years after Omar's death, Khalil stands at his son's grave, on what would have been his 24th birthday. Layla is with him, as she is every year on this day. They've survived 5 years of grief, 5 years of waking up and remembering their son is gone, 5 years of seeing Omar in every young man on the street, every photographer with a camera, every ray of light coming through rubble. "Do you think he knew?" Layla asks. "That morning when he was dying, do you think he knew how close he was to freedom?" "Yes, he knew. We both knew. I don't know if that makes it worse or better." "Neither do I." They stand in silence, remembering the boy who grew up too fast and died too young, who survived 436 days of captivity and lost his life one day before freedom, who never got to eat his mother's maklube, never got to take that hot shower, never got to see the ocean or fall in love or give them grandchildren. "I still see him," Khalil says softly. "Every day. In my students. In photographs. In the sunlight. He's everywhere and nowhere." "I know. Me too. Do you think we'll ever stop counting the days?" "The days until what?" "Until we were supposed to be free. 437 days we were held. Omar made it 436. I keep counting. 437 days. 1 day short. Khalil, you have to stop counting. It will break you. It already broke me. But Omar wouldn't want me to stay broken. So I get up, I teach, I work, I live, but I never stop counting. Because that one day, that one single day, that's the difference between him being here and him being gone." 10 years after the captivity, Khalil is 61 years old. He's lived longer now without Omar than with him. The grief has changed shape. No longer the sharp, immediate pain, but a dull, constant ache, a missing piece that will never be filled. He's walking through Cairo, where he's teaching a workshop, when he sees a young man photographing street scenes. Something about the angle, the patience, the way he waits for the light. It's so familiar. Khalil approaches. "That's a good eye you have." The young man looks up, surprised. "Thank you. Are you a photographer?" "I used to be. Now I teach." "Khalil Hassan." The young man's eyes widen. "The Khalil Hassan. From the 436 Days essay." "Yes. I'm Ahmed. I became a photographer because of your son's work. The images you published after. I saw them when I was 15. They changed my life. Made me understand that photography isn't just about taking pictures. It's about bearing witness. About finding beauty in broken places." Khalil's throat tightens. 10 years later, and Omar is still inspiring people. Still making photographers out of children. Still alive in his work. He would have been very proud to hear that. "I wish I could have met him. He would have liked you. You have his spirit." They talk for an hour. This young photographer and the father who lost everything. Ahmed shows Khalil his portfolio, conflict documentation, humanitarian work, the same path Omar might have taken, the same passion in his eyes. When they part, Khalil feels something he hasn't felt in 10 years. Not happiness, not yet, but something close to peace. The knowledge that Omar's death wasn't meaningless, that his brief life, his incomplete work, his unfinished story, it mattered, it inspired, it changed people. That night, Khalil writes in the journal he's kept since Omar's death. He writes every day to his son, things he wishes he could say. "I met a photographer today who became what you would have become. He carries your vision forward. And I realized something, Habibi. You were free. Not on February 29 when we would have crossed the border, but long before that. You were free every day you refused to let them break your spirit. Every day you found hope in that cell. Every day you survived. 1 day short of physical freedom. But you were already free where it mattered most, in your heart, in your mind, in your unbreakable soul. I see that now. It took me 10 years, but I see it. I miss you every moment of every day. But I'm no longer counting the days you missed. I'm celebrating the 436 days you survived, the 19 years you lived, the light you brought to dark places. You were only one day short of crossing that border, but you were never one day short of being free. I love you. I'll carry you forward. And one day when my time comes, I'll find you in whatever comes next, and we'll have forever to tell each other stories. Until then, I'll keep living for both of us, like you taught me to do in that cell, like you would have wanted. Your father, always.
Khalil Hassan closes the journal. Outside his window, the Cairo sun sets, casting golden light across the city. The same light Omar used to photograph, the same light that tells stories even in broken places. He picks up his camera, the first time in years, and he photographs the sunset. For Omar, for himself, for every parent who lost a child one day too soon, for every person who survived only to lose what mattered most. One day short of freedom, but a lifetime of love that captivity could never take away.